Check, 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 1, 2. Welcome, y'all. Welcome to another edition of Hot Topic Celeb TV. I'm your host, DTEFLON on the MIC. Tonight is episode number 20. Joining us tonight inside the Hot Topic Celeb TV chair, you know him as the bad boy, Deacon Sharp on Bold and the Beautiful. You know him as the bad boy, Mike Barnes. I want to welcome all of you guys joining in right now for the Hot Topic Celeb TV in Conversations. Hollywood producers, directors, producers every single Sunday night. Don't forget you can join us each and every Tuesday, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and every Sunday right here on Hot Topics Celeb TV, Hot Topics Radio TV Podcast. I am your host, DTEFLON on the MIC. Tonight, joining us all the way from the dojo, you know him as Mike Barnes in the Karate Kid 3. You know him as Deacon Sharp. You know him as AJ on General Hospital. This man is a legend in the acting game, y'all. He is an author. He is a writer. He is a producer. You can also check him also right now on Studio Cities and Amazon Prime each and every week. We are here tonight. Welcome, my special guest, my brother from another, my individual bad boy for life, Mr. Sean, a.k.a. Diddy, Kanan, in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, Sean, to another edition of Hot Topics.
That was a hell of an introduction. Thank you. What's up, everyone?
How you doing, man?
How are you? Greetings from California.
Welcome, welcome, guys. Welcome. Tonight, we want to welcome you guys for joining us, all who are tuning in from wherever you're in the world. If you have a question for Sean or myself, you can drop it in the comments below. We will answer it before the end of this podcast. And let us know where you guys are from. And also, if you missed this podcast, don't forget you can check it out live on the replay this Saturday, 8 p.m. on Hot Topic Celeb TV. All you got to do is go to the bio in this page, click the subscribe button on the channel, and you can watch the full episode and past episodes for free. Tonight we have Sean Kanan. Don't forget, next week, joining us from the Power series, his name is Shane Johnson, but you guys know him as Cooper Sachs. Also, the following week, Rick Hertz will be in the building. We have a lot of special guests coming up this week, so don't forget, join us each and every Sunday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and each and every Tuesday night, Hot Topics Radio TV After Dark at 11 p.m. at night. Welcome, Sean.
Hey, man. Thanks for having me.
Good, man. How have you been? So how have you been, man? How have you been holding up throughout this?
I've been good. I've been really busy. You know, I just got back from Puerto Rico. I was doing a film there for a couple weeks, and I've been working really diligently on my book, Way the Cobra, which is now at the printers, and we'll be starting to ship those out in about 2 weeks. I'm really excited about it. And we knocked off 5 new episodes of Studio City a couple months ago during the pandemic, which is, you know, no easy feat, production during the pandemic.
So we're going to get into all that tonight. So what I want to start off first, for the people who are just tuning in, who are just new to your work, I want to know for yourself, how did you get started? I mean, I've known you a long time, but how did you get started, for those that don't know you? How did you get started in this crazy world of the acting game?
When I was in high school, I had a friend who wanted to be a model, and there was an open call at this modeling agency in Pittsburgh. And so we both went, and I wound up getting a contract with them. And at a certain point, I wound up doing a television commercial, which got me my SAG card when I was 15. So I've actually been in SAG almost 40 years.
Wow.
And so when I came out to Los Angeles to really pursue acting, you know, in earnest, I had a big advantage since I already had my SAG card.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's easier to get your SAG card now because you can get it from doing background work, but you couldn't really do that when I started out. So, you know, just knocked on a lot of doors, slowly but surely. I got some small TV parts, and then, you know, went to the open call for Karate Kid 3 and got that. And, you know, that pretty much changed everything.
So for you, in the sense, was that your first, like, did you always have the passion to become an actor, or was that something you sort of just fell into your lap and you're just like, okay, let me see where this goes?
So when I was about 15 years old, growing up in a small town in Western Pennsylvania, I knew I wanted to do something to express myself. And I settled on acting. Not settled. I mean, that's what I decided I wanted to do. But, as I've gotten older, I realized that I got into acting because I love inspiring people. And acting is one way that I can do that, but I'm also really fortunate that now I have the opportunity to do that, with my writing, with my producing, with my motivational speaking and coaching. So, things have kind of really opened up for me that way. But for about as long as I can remember, I wanted to be an actor.
So for you, like coming from Pennsylvania and making that journey in the sense, number one, to Hollywood, what would you say for yourself was when you started, what were the biggest hurdles you had to face?
I didn't really know anybody in the business at all. That was hard. I hadn't studied acting, and so I needed to get into a serious acting class and start, refining, my acting technique. I think a lot of times actors early in their career will get big auditions before they're ready for it, before their professionalism and their level is where it needs to be. And that kind of happened to me in the beginning a little bit, but I worked really hard, and little by little, I started making progress, did theater, studied in class, and
You froze for a second. Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. He's frozen a little bit here. Hold on. While that back, you got frozen for about a second there.
Oh, okay. I said, This is definitely not a get-rich-quick business. You got to do this because you really love acting. If this is something that anyone's contemplating doing because they want to be quote unquote famous or make a lot of money, there's a lot of easier ways to do it.
Definitely. So for you, like you started off, obviously, before we get into the whole Karate Kid thing, you were synonymous in a famous character by the name of Deacon Sharp on The Bold and the Beautiful, also AJ Quartermain on the General Hospital. How did your journey into daytime start?
So yeah, I kind of did things backwards. I did Karate Kid 3, and after that I did a film for Oliver Stone, a television film called Wild Palms, and then I did a TV series called The Outsiders, which was based on the books by S.E. Hinton. Of course, people are familiar with the film The Outsiders. And then I decided I wanted to go do some theater because I really wanted to, theater is like one of the best ways that an actor can improve their technique. You're doing it, a live performance for 4 weeks, 6 weeks, a lot of rehearsal, and it's just phenomenal training. So a friend of mine, Steve Burton, who a lot of people know from General Hospital, was on General Hospital, and they were looking for someone to play his brother. They were replacing the actor that was previously playing AJ Quartermain. And Steve and I had an uncanny resemblance to each other. I mean, we really looked like brothers. And so Steve suggested me for the role, and I had a screen test, and I was actually the only guy screen testing for the role. So I knew if I didn't get it, it was because I stunk. So luckily I got it, and that wound up being one of the I guess one of the more seminal jobs in my acting career.
And then you transferred over to Bold and the Beautiful. What was it like playing that iconic character who seemed to be hated by everybody and always, I mean, in the mix of playing the synonymous bad boy villain?
I love playing that role. It was great for a lot of reasons. The first was that I've been the only actor ever to be Deacon Sharp, which is great. I had the opportunity to cross over onto Y&R. It's a fairly small group of actors that have been fortunate enough to play the same role on 2 shows. I liked the fact that it was a half-an-hour format. I liked that. And, Bold and the Beautiful was in the Guinness World Book of Records as being the most syndicated show in television history, bigger than Baywatch. And so it was really kind of crazy because after doing the show for a while, I'd be in an airport, or I'd be somewhere where there's a wide cross section of people from all over the world, and people from foreign countries would come up and recognize me, and it was trippy. I mean, it was really flattering. So when I realized how big a success Bold and the Beautiful was and continues to be in Italy, I decided to start studying Italian, because I figured if I could speak Italian, I could have kind of a second career in Italy. And I'm really fortunate that I've worked over in Italy quite a bit. I was on the Italian version of Dancing with the Stars, and I've done a film over there, and a fair amount of TV. So coming full circle, Bold and the Beautiful has really afforded me some wonderful opportunities in my life.
So what would, like, for you, like, what would you say, like, coming from a theater background, then jumping into, motion picture film, and then also jumping into daytime? I mean, you've played three spectrums, which are to me are the fundamentals of, as you say, really perfecting your craft. What would you say was the differences between the three, and which one would you say was the harder medium?
Theater affords you the most time for rehearsal, and is the most liberating in the sense that once the curtain goes up, no one's yelling cut, and you're telling a story chronologically. So I think most people know this by now, but if you don't, when you shoot a television show or a film, you're almost never shooting it chronologically. I mean, they're, all different scenes are being done based upon the location. So television moves very quickly. That's something that I like about television, but it's also frustrating from a performance angle, because you have very little time to rehearse. You have more time generally to do a little rehearsal in film. I like the fact that film is forever. You make a film and it's there forever. Television is kind of a little more disposable, although now with television being on so many different platforms and it stays up there, it's become less disposable. I think also, as far as the hardest, I'm going to say stand-up comedy, though. Stand-up is really challenging. It requires a very different skill set than acting does, but aspects of being able to act come into play in stand-up comedy, and I guess vice versa. There's things that I've done, I guess skills that I've learned doing stand-up that I've been able to bring to my acting, and so ultimately, I guess it all just kind of interweaves.
Yeah, I mean, for you, I mean, I was going to bring up next. Like, I mean, jumping into stand-up, which is, to me, is something obviously, it's a very hard realm. When was that moment where you realized, hey, you know what, like, A, I'm funny, and B, this was something that, you wanted to take a chance on? Because, I mean, you remind me, obviously, like, I think it's why we've been friends for so long, is that we seem to love taking challenges at anything, like whether it's, whether someone says, hey, you shouldn't do this. And even for you being, like, as I said, a daytime actor in the beginning, a lot of people, as you know, in our business, who have started in that daytime game, who have tried to cross over into, film or television, some successful, others not so successful.
Right.
What, for you, in the sense of jumping into the comedy aspect of stand-up, what made you want to make that jump to try that out?
Well, I sort of fell in love with stand-up comedy when I was 15 and snuck into a comedy club for the first time, and I was mesmerized watching these guys and girls able to keep an audience spellbound just with their words. I mean, there's no script. It's you and a microphone. Sink or swim, go time. And I like that aspect of it. So I actually started playing around doing stand-up when I was really young, 15, 16 years old. I went down to Atlantic City, was doing it on the boardwalk there. And, as years went by, I began doing it in clubs. And actually right before COVID hit, I was headlining at in the Belly Room at the Comedy Store on Sunset. And then I was set to go headline at the Atlantic City Comedy Club, and everything sort of shut down. So I'm going to be doing a lot of comedy appearances as soon as the world kind of opens up, because I love it. I think as a as an artist, as an actor, whatever you're doing in the arts, and also in life, I think you have to be willing to get out of your comfort zone. You have to continue trying to grow.